So why Cosmos? Yeah, how did that happen?
It's not our typical show for you.
Is this all you at once?
One question each.
Okay, that's sure.
I have been a fan of Cosmos since I was a kid. I had lunch with Neil in New York a few years ago and said, "Is there anything I can help out with? I'm a science enthusiast." And he said, "Well, we're looking to reboot Cosmos. We're looking at some of the science channels." And I said, "Well, would you mind if I took you into Fox to pitch it there, because you're kind of preaching to the converted when it comes to cable." And one of the things the original Cosmos did so well was to reach so many people. And he said, "Sure." And the current Fox regime, and Kevin Riley and Peter Rice, these are two guys who have made their careers taking risks. And I thought if anyone might possibly bite with this kind of thing, it would be them, and sure enough, they did.
Cool.
Well, this is a massive, massive, massive project. What was the biggest challenge that you guys found once you did get the green light into actually making this a reality?
I mean, everything was a challenge about the show. It's a show that employs the usage of so many different styles of media. There's obviously all of Neil's work on camera. There's the 2D animation sequences, which deal with the historical, with the history of science, and all of the CGI, of course, which is a lot of the series. So it's an undertaking that you don't really see in many other shows. It's not like you're just dealing with one style, you're dealing with a lot of different looks. And so combining those looks and making everything flow seamlessly was a challenge, as I imagine it was in 1980 with the original Cosmos.
Last question. What are you most looking forward to viewers seeing in the show? What do you hope they'll take away from it?
Wow. Well, I hope people take away a new enthusiasm for science that maybe they've forgotten they had. I think we're inherently a curious species, and I think in the past 2 decades we've sort of forgotten how to be curious about basic things when it comes to the universe. We don't ask the big questions on a daily basis, and I think a lot of times that's because we think that there are no answers, but in fact science has provided a great many answers, and one of the things this show sets out to do is to explain in a fun, entertaining way a lot of those concepts that we've gained a new understanding of in the past 30 years.